Yeah, I know, but Janet thought of a great word she can use.
Oh, I think of a few myself. Come on, what are you guys trying to do?
Long before streaming, Three's Company rewrote sitcom rules with slapstick, misunderstandings, and a swinging LA apartment. But behind those laughs, the show's real secrets and oddities flew under the radar. From lost episodes to surprising cast shakeups, here's a countdown of the show's strangest facts. Number 1. John Ritter held a legendary physical comedy record. Let's go back to the bustling soundstage of Three's Company in 1977, where comedy magic unfolded daily. John Ritter, playing the lovable Jack Tripper, wasn't just the show's heart, he was its secret stuntman. On set, Ritter's uncanny ability to nail a complicated pratfall or tumble in a single take left the crew in awe. His physical comedy was so authentic and precise it bordered on athleticism. In fact, no less than Lucille Ball, a queen of slapstick herself, once called him one of television's greatest physical comedians. Each episode saw Ritter flying over the couch, tripping on kitchen chairs, or twisting into classic double takes, all captured in real time, without a single need for reshoots. These feats became legendary among cast and crew, elevating sitcom shenanigans to a new level. The spirit of those perfectly timed falls lives on, echoing with the laughter of anyone who's ever watched reruns on a lazy Sunday. As we recall these masterful moments, it's clear, John Ritter didn't just act, he left his mark, one hilarious tumble at a time. Number 2. Don Knotts wasn't the first choice for Mr. Furley. Picture this, the laugh track is rolling, the apartment doors keep slamming, and everyone's waiting to see who'll replace landlord Stanley Roper. When Norman Fell moved on to star in The Ropers spin-off after season 3, Three's Company found itself searching for new comedic spark. The producer's first pick wasn't Don Knotts, despite his iconic comedic chops. They considered other classic laughs from television's golden age before landing on Knotts. When he finally strolled in as Ralph Furley in 1979, his wild wardrobe and nervous energy instantly rebooted the show's humor. Audiences quickly fell in love with his over-the-top antics and silk ascots. His chemistry with John Ritter, especially during those zany landlord-tenant misunderstandings, gave the sitcom a fresh shot of energy. Don Knotts didn't just fill the vacancy, he owned it, shaping the show's late-era magic. Every time that door opened, you knew something hilarious would happen next. Number 3. The apartment building is a real Santa Monica address. Palm trees sway, and the bright stucco of coastal California beams in the sun. That's the scene millions of Three's Company fans learned by heart. But here's the twist. Those unforgettable exterior shots are no Hollywood set. The building is real and still stands at 2912 4th Street in Santa Monica. In fact, it's become a pilgrimage site for superfans eager to snap a selfie where Jack, Janet, and Chrissy supposedly shared all those zany misunderstandings. The iron staircase, the sun-blasted balconies, even the mailbox, details you can almost touch today. For the residents, it's a surreal experience, with strangers posing out front or whispering, "Come and knock on our door." The quirky charm of the building quietly endures, the kind of TV history hiding in plain sight. A walk past those walls offers more than just a photo. It's a direct connection to late 70s television magic, and proof that television legend can live on in the everyday world. Tomorrow's stories may be high-tech, but some addresses never lose their sitcom sparkle. Number 4. The doorbell gag was a casting inside joke. You might picture that iconic Santa Monica apartment, sun-drenched and full of chaos, but listen closely to the doorbell. On Three's Company, it was not your average ding-dong. That sound was actually provided live by a stagehand with a booming baritone voice. This was more than a sound effect. It was a running inside joke among the crew. The reason? Star John Ritter, known for his slapstick genius, had a habit of jumping at sudden noises. Producers decided to playfully lean into this quirk, letting the doorbell become a creative cue that often made those entrances just a little more unpredictable. This tiny act of behind-the-scenes mischief became a beloved tradition, starting all the way back in 1977. It's the kind of playful detail that makes you want to ring your own doorbell and see who jumps. As the doors kept opening, the surprises on Three's Company never stopped, and sometimes the laughs started with something as simple as a sound. Number 5. Larry's mustache concealed a secret. Behind the swinging doors of the Regal Beagle, Larry Dallas was always ready with a wisecrack and a flash of that unforgettable mustache. But for actor Richard Klein, it was more than style. It was a lifeline. Years before he charmed the audience as Jack Tripper's scheming best friend on Three's Company, Klein carried a private insecurity, a facial scar that made him hesitate to chase roles in the late 1970s. Desperate for a shot at sitcom stardom, Richard grew a thick mustache, turning what felt like a flaw into Larry's signature feature. Within a few episodes after his first appearance in Season 2, that dash of confidence under his nose had already become his on-screen identity. Viewers saw a hustler with perfect hair and a twinkle in his eye, never knowing the real reason for Larry's look. It's a reminder that even the boldest TV personalities sometimes needed a simple disguise to fit in. Tomorrow, people would imitate Larry's style without ever realizing he was hiding in plain sight. Let's pause for a second. Did you ever try to copy a character's look from TV? Maybe growing a mustache or flipping your hair? Which Three's Company moment still makes you laugh out loud today? Number 6. Jack's fake gay identity wasn't allowed in many countries. Imagine the bright lights of Santa Monica and the non-stop laughter of Three's Company. But in some homes around the globe, big pieces of the story were kept under wraps. The entire setup, with Jack Tripper pretending to be gay so he could share an apartment with Janet and Chrissy, was groundbreaking for 1977. But that premise also proved to be hotly controversial. Many international censors saw Jack's fake identity as too much for their audiences. Countries like Chile and South Africa outright banned certain episodes. Other places heavily edited scenes, altering the very heart of the story. For millions, the quirky misunderstandings and risque jokes were dulled down or patched over, making the show almost unrecognizable in reruns. Still, John Ritter's classic charm powered Three's Company and left a permanent mark on sitcom history. That the humor or even whole plots had to be changed speaks volumes about how bold and risky the original series was. Sometimes a simple premise really can shake the world. And next, we'll see just what else could brew behind Apartment 201's closed doors. Number 7. The Ropers spin-off was a massive gamble. Picture this. Midway through the third season of Three's Company, producers made a bold bet. They whisked away Norman Fell and Audra Lindley, those perfectly mismatched landlords, and launched them into their very own sitcom, The Ropers, back in 1979. For fans, it felt abrupt, like losing the quirky neighbors next door. Their departure forced the Three's Company cast to adjust quickly, setting the stage for newcomer Don Knotts as the bumbling Mr. Furley. The chemistry was different, the laughs skewed in new directions. Meanwhile, The Ropers struggled to find its footing and got the boot after just 2 seasons, never capturing the same magic. This gamble left Three's Company to navigate on without its original spark and change the dynamics of TV comedy mid-stride. Sometimes TV takes big risks. Not all of them pay off, but the shakeup is unforgettable. As the uproar faded, the show's energy shifted, and so did the story for everyone tuning in at home. Number 8. Janet's iconic Pixie cut was a production requirement. The moment you picture Janet Wood on Three's Company, it's hard not to see that perfect Pixie cut, short, dark, and unmistakably crisp. But here's the twist. That style wasn't Joyce DeWitt's personal choice or a happy wardrobe accident. In 1977, ABC executives actually ordered the look by mandate. Their reasoning? To create a sharp contrast from the Farrah Fawcett feathered phenomenon lighting up the airwaves on Charlie's Angels. The Pixie cut not only separated Janet visually from the glamour of the late 70s, but also cemented her as the sensible roommate, the grounded yin to Chrissy's dizzy blonde yang. It's a classic TV detail. A single haircut, dictated from above, would go on to define Janet's persona in the pop culture imagination. So next time you see that neat, practical hairstyle in reruns, remember it wasn't just a fashion statement. It was a network power move that helped shape one of sitcom history's most relatable characters. And as apartment hijinks swirl, it's Janet's sensible silhouette that always comes into focus, anchoring the chaos with one snip at a time. Number 9. Suzanne Summers was once paid less than the janitor. A splash of sunshine on your screen. Suzanne Summers, as Chrissy Snow, made Three's Company one of the most watched sitcoms by the late 1970s. But behind that dazzling smile, Summers faced a hard reality. Imagine finding out, at the peak of your fame in 1979, that you took home less per episode than the guy sweeping the studio floors. When Suzanne asked for pay equal to her co-star John Ritter, it wasn't just a sitcom squabble, it was front-page news. ABC refused, and after a tense contract showdown, she made her exit at the height of season 5. Fans wondered where Chrissy went, but Summers had put Hollywood on notice. Her stand turned into a national conversation about pay and respect long before hashtags or viral interviews. Next time you catch a rerun, remember, behind every classic punchline, someone might be fighting for more than just laughs. Number 10. The original pilot featured a completely different cast. Lights up on a version of Three's Company that almost never was. Before John Ritter's quick wit and slapstick charm found their way to the role of Jack Tripper, the show's very first pilot looked completely different. In the early stretch of 1976, ABC gave things a try with John Alderson and Valerie Bromfield, taking the leading roles in an unaired pilot. The result? Executives didn't feel the spark or the chemistry that would soon define this sitcom. ABC went back to the drawing board, insistent on new faces and a fresh dynamic. What followed was pure TV alchemy. John Ritter, Joyce DeWitt, and Suzanne Summers joined forces, and Three's Company launched in 1977, quickly cementing itself as a primetime sensation. It's a wild twist of fate. Without that executive intervention, the iconic laughs and hallway hijinks we remember so well might never have come to life. Funny how the magic sometimes hides just beyond the first take.